Hello everybody, I'm Nicole from the Haliburton County Public Library, and today we're going to be doing eggs decorated with dot art. So here's what it looks like, and here's what you're going to need. For this you're going to need eggs, so you're going to need what I call blown out eggs. So there is nothing inside these, okay? I will show you how to do this. I have a couple, I'll probably do one or two just to show you how I'm doing it. You're going to need paint, something to put all the paint in. I'm just using a couple of styrofoam cups I've used. You're going to need either wooden skewers. So this one has two flat ends for the dots. Small end to do smaller dots. I have a couple of paintbrushes that I use the ends for some different size dots. That's really it. I recommend using a skewer point up through the egg, like so, just to hold it, because it does take about 10 minutes or so to do the egg. So you're not constantly holding it like this, trying to rotate. It's just on the egg, or in the egg, and you can just rotate. Okay, so let's get started. So to do the blown out egg part, I have a bowl here. I recommend doing this over the sink or something, but I have my egg. I have chickens, so I wash my eggs when I go to use them. So this has been washed and cleaned. The next part tends to be a little hit and miss with me. So you're gonna need something relatively strong to poke a hole in those. I just have a kind of a sharp drill bit. Just tap it a couple times. Just breaking the shell on that. Taking a toothpick and I'm just poking it in. There we go. And then on the bottom, I'm doing the same thing, just with a bit of a bigger hole. So neither hole is very big. The top one, just enough to put a toothpick through. Bottom, you could probably fit two. And then you're going to put your mouth, or whatever, over this side, and you're going to blow the egg out. And as you can see, you just kind of work the egg out by blowing it, or you can probably just use, so once it's all cleaned out, give it a rinse and a wipe, let it dry, and then you can use it. The reason I use that drill bit is it's a lot easier for me to hold. I have more control over it, and a knife is just too knifey. So, with that done, I have some that have been prepped for quite a while, so the inside's completely dry. So here are mine. As you can tell, probably figure out, they've been bouncing around for a while. A couple of them are broken. Not too overly concerned. In these 3 little cups, I recommend using 3 colors. Anything more tends to be a little overwhelming. The egg's only so big. So I just add a little bit into each. As I mentioned, I have chickens. They lay different colored eggs. If you use store-bought eggs and you use white ones, use darker colors. They'll show up better, but... So I have my skewer that I use for the egg to hold it. So I'm just gonna grab one of the ones that's already prepped, and I just put through the bigger end, and then put the point through the end there. There's a whole bunch of different designs you can use. You can do circles, you can do lines, you can do squares, ovals, triangles, whatever you want. I'm actually going to be doing a similar pattern to what I did on the example, which was almost like a starfish. I'm going to take the gold here, and on one side I'm going to put a dot right in the middle. So I'm using the gold for the middle just as a kind of a starting point, so that's the center of it. Then I'm gonna take this one peg here. I'm gonna take the white and I'm going to put on some dots. Okay, and I'm just gonna turn it. And on this side, I'm gonna put a white dot in the center. I just switch them. You can do the exact same pattern on each one, but. Okay, and then I'm gonna use red as the second set. See, I tried to do them the exact same. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they don't turn out the same. Okay, and then I'm going to take the red. I'm gonna switch over to my other side here. And I just kind of flip back and forth between them. So I'm just taking the gold here and I'm gonna add just a bit of silver to the other side of the cup. Gold's not showing up too well on the brown egg. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take the red, where's red? There's red, the small skewer, and I'm going to put a line right up the side with dots. I'm gonna take the white and I'm just going to follow that same line. If you get too close to dots on the design here, just skip right over it and continue on. That one is as done as I'm gonna do it. I'm going to put it aside somewhere where it can stand upright for a bit and dry. Okay, I'm gonna take another skewer here to grab another egg that's not broken here. Okay, I'm gonna do one of the smaller ones. So another way to do this is just to line it. So same thing I was kind of doing on that. And you just start at one end or in the middle and you just dot around it. Kind of alternating size and color. One thing to note, just be careful with globbing paint because I have done that a couple times now. If you get done it and you don't like it and it's still wet, you can rinse it off. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I messed up a couple times there, but Definitely lots of ways to do it, but those are the two I'm going to show you today. If you wanted to do really light colors, you could always paint the egg and then, you know, do it like you could paint the egg black and then do white and gray and stuff like that on it, but that is totally up to you. As I said, you can paint the outside. So I'm actually going to take the egg I did today. Okay, I'm just painting it black. I wanted to show you this. So with it on the skewer, I'm going to put it over top of one of the cups I have, and I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so my egg is mostly dry. A couple of spots where it's still wet. So, just gonna take it, and I'm going to do the dotting again. But this time I'm just gonna be using the lighter colors I have. Okay, so that's just another way to do it. So I'm going to let that rest over top of the cup and allow it to dry. Okay, so that's the craft. Thank you for joining me. So there are lots of different ways and designs to do the dot art. There is another name for it. Can't remember it. Can't pronounce it. So once you're done with the decorating and the paint is dry, you can add them permanently to stick so that it's constantly on there, and you can put it in a vase or a vase, whatever the heck you want to call it, and that can be a little decoration that you made to put up. So have a great week.